Ed, it's great to have you here today at the Gene Editing 360 conference. Thanks for coming. You famously said last year at a big conference in Washington, D.C. on precision medicine that we currently have guidelines and a pathway to precision medicine, but it doesn't appear as if we have a pathway or a guide toward precision insurance. You want to expand on that a little bit and sort of tell us a little bit more about what you meant?
Well, insurance hasn't kept up with the science. So we have a lot of science where we have now new and expensive therapies, but only for certain people. And we're really having trouble figuring out how to pay for that, especially the patient part of that. We're going to need to find out how to create insurance programs that are more tailored to the individual as people have more needs for these sorts of therapies.
That's good. That's very interesting. And with new technologies like gene editing and really other innovative biological systems that are coming online now, since you sat in a position of helping at least make some of these determinations, how does a payer or insurance company decide when it's appropriate to begin to cover such a therapy or such a technology?
Well, we really have to look at the outcomes. You know, are patients doing better with these sorts of therapies than they would with the alternative therapies, if there are any? If there aren't any, then it's more difficult to evaluate it. But if patients are seeing benefit, then we're going to need to find a way to cover these. But we need also to look at the period of time over which we expect them to be functional. So with a chronic therapy, patients can come off it and go on to something else if it's not working. With these therapies, we're going to need to see data for 5 or 6 years in order to be able to say, well, it's long enough that we think it's a durable therapy.
That's interesting. Again, that's a great answer. And again, from your perspective and from where you once sat looking at these, have the speed at which innovative therapies such as CAR T therapy for cancer, has it surprised you how quickly this has moved along? And does it remind you of any other times in the history of medicine where these kind of therapies have been so impactful and have moved so quickly to the clinic?
Well, it really is a remarkable time, and science has really matured very quickly in certain areas. Like once we've learned how to make humanized antibodies, we can do it for a lot of things. This is probably akin to the time in the early 20th century when creation of asepsis and anesthesia allowed us to invent a lot of new surgical procedures that had never been possible before. And that changed people's lives, and the same thing is happening now.
Very good. Ed, again, thanks for being here.
Eric, thank you.